Hello, my friends. Welcome to our new YouTube adventure. I think I'm going to call this like from the greenhouse because my intention is to do these from the greenhouse every week. It's pretty cold out here today. And let me just start this by saying, what the heck, man? Like, and I know it is January still. I have been reminded by multiple people that it's January does not mean I have to like this any more than I do, which is zero. I like this zero. Um, but yeah, I feel like Mother Nature is kind of on a mission to show us like you're not going to predict what I can do. Watch this for my next act. I'm going to make it 60 degrees one day, and then next week I'll dump a whole lot of snow on you. So, yeah, this is not how I pictured, even though I know what January is, this is not how I pictured my first week recording this. I thought it was going to be sunny outside, which would make it nice and warm in here. And it is not warm in here. It's about 10 degrees outside and windy, which means it's probably about 20 degrees in here. So I'm all bundled up, but let's dive right into it. So, like, I want to just kind of give you some updates on what's going on the farm and what is planned and what we're doing, what's going on in flower farming life. So let's start with high tunnel updates because, oh my God, I'm so excited about this high tunnel. So where it stands right now is all of the structure is pretty much completed. And you know what? If I bump my microphone, I'm really sorry. I noticed in the last one that like I would play with my hair and I'd hit the microphone. I'm sorry. I'll try to be better. Not super great at this. So the high tunnel infrastructure is all up. The hoops are up. All the metal parts are up. There is like one step, some like track that has to be screwed on to the two ends of it for like holding the plastic in. And then the next step is the plastic. Mother Nature has to participate or has to play nice for the plastic to go on the hoop house because it can't be windy when we do it. Otherwise, it's just like a parachute that you're playing with out there. And on top of that, we definitely need two people to do that. Blake and I need to both be home together. So it'll have to be on a weekend that I'm off from work, and also the weather is nice. So that's where we stand with that. It's just kind of a waiting game now to see when we can get that on there. As soon as humanly possible, we will be doing it. And then my intention for the greenhouse this year is to plant ranunculus in one row. I have 2 rows that it went over 2 existing rows in the garden. So I have 2 rows that are prepped inside the high tunnel. One row is going to be ranunculus, which will hopefully give us ranunculus maybe 3 weeks earlier this year if I can get the plastic on. And then the second row is going to be where I plant Lisianthus. I've always wanted to try the Lisianthus in a covered space because it just should be taller and with a little bit more protection. It will, not that it ever did bad in the field, but it should be even bigger and even better in the tunnel. So that is my early season plans for the high tunnel. Let's see, what else are we going to talk about? What is going on in the garden? Not a lot. I'm trying to keep an eye on winter damage outside, keep an eye on the crops that I planted in the fall. most of the stuff, even though this weather is crazy and unpredictable, the fall planted stuff looks like it's doing really well. The feverfew that that I planted in October, as well as the campanula that was planted in October, they just weather this stuff like it's their job, because it is. They like the cold weather. They're green when you can see them. Right now they're under some snow, so you can't see them, but that's actually best for them right now, because when it gets this cold, like in the single digits, having a layer of snow on top of those plants actually gives them some insulation and protection from the really cold and the wind chill. So the snow is not bad, even though I'd like to see it disappear. It's actually pretty good for the plants. And what else? If you're into winter sowing, which I've never done, when I say winter sowing, I mean a lot of people do stuff in milk jugs. I have never done winter sowing. I've never actually done it, but for the flower farm, it's a little bit too small scale. I can't plant enough in those jugs to make it worth my while. But now is the perfect time to start some seeds for winter sowing if you're into that. And if you guys want more information about that, I would be happy to. I have lots of info about it I can share with you, and like what seeds would do really well, and the steps and how to do it. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments and I will definitely share that with you guys. So let's talk about our garden kits. I've been trickling out some information to you guys about these, and I'm almost to the point where I'm going to like full on give you information, tell you exactly what I will be offering and when it will be available, but I'm still working on some of the details. So basically, if you were around at Christmas time, I offered take-home wreath kits at Christmas, and they were a complete hit. I sold every one that I offered. And it kind of just gave me an idea, along with some other British farms that I watch, to do this not just at Christmas time, but to offer some take-home kits through the rest of the year. So you know that I have made a connection with Berg Potters, which their pots are gorgeous, and I have about 4 or 5 different pots that we'll be using this year. I'm excited to roll those out. Some of those will be used with the kits. So I brought some things in here to show you. Like same like box that it's a little bit smaller than the wreath kit box, but the same type of thing. It's a box that will have everything in it that you will need to plant up whatever. Like if you choose, there'll be 3 different options. So this is a bulb pot. This is going to be one of the options. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have to figure out exactly how many will fit in here that's one of the things I'm working on right now. So, but that bulb pot, it's going to be the bulb pot. You will get some pebbles to put in the bottom of the pot for drainage. You'll get the soil to go in the pot. In the bulb pot, you will get tulips, daffodils, miniature daffodils, because they fit better, hyacinth, muscari, and then maybe some pansies if they will fit. So I got to figure out exactly what we can cram into this pot. And then you will have moss to finish the top of it, to cover it up, and some other just like maybe like pussy willow or birch branches to kind of give it a little bit of extra like fun stuff. So that'll be one option. And let me show you this now. So if you attended the Make and Take last year, We did bulb pots in early April, I think, late March last year, where you came and you created like a bulb lasagna in the pot and took them home and kind of let them grow for a bit in your garage before you brought them out and let them bloom. So this year, and so last year we did that, and we just planted the bulbs. They were not started, they were dormant bulbs that we put in pots. This year I decided I wanted to start them ahead of time so that when you come and make these pots, the plants are already growing. You have something to look at. They're not going to be blooming yet because I want that to happen at your house, but they're already started. So I planted up all of these bulbs, hundreds of bulbs that are in my garage right now growing on. I did this all in December, and I just want to give you a little update. I filmed an update like 2 days ago and went to post it on Facebook, and my microphone, it wasn't working and I had no sound. So it was complete waste of time. So anyways, these are the miniature daffodils, and these are the farthest along because daffodils are like the earliest thing to bloom. So I'm trying to keep things cool so they just kind of sit like this, but like look at all these gorgeous roots coming out the bottom of the pot. These are they're going to be awesome. And then I have hyacinth. I didn't bring any of those out to show you, but then these are pots of tulips. So each pot has 2 or 3 tulip bulbs in it. And these aren't sprouted yet because they bloom a little bit later than the daffodils. So that makes sense that these are a little bit further ahead. But look at the bottom of this pot. Like, they are doing so great. So I will bring these up and bring these in the house and start warming them up a little bit so they start growing a couple weeks before we're ready to do our workshops. So that is for the kits. So another option with the kit is I'm also going to have like a smaller bulb pot option if you don't want to go with the larger one. We'll have a smaller size pot with less bulbs in it. That will be another option. And then the third option for spring will be a pot. I think this pot, I love this pot. I love how deep it is. And you will have some gorgeous ranunculus to plant in it. And look at these things. I just got these yesterday from Walter's Gardens. I love Walter's Gardens. They're on the west side of Michigan, and they grow out all kinds of they grow out proven winners stuff, and they grow some of their own stuff too, but their stuff is gorgeous when I get it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So these are a white hellebore called Christmas Snowbell's Christmas Rose. Like, probably at least 50% of these plants came with flowers already on them. They're so cute. So I'm potting these up and letting them grow a little bit bigger, probably for about another month before they'll be ready to go into your house. But I got 3 different varieties. So the one I just showed you, and then this one is called Father of the Bride. And then I have this sweet pink one called Wedding Crasher. So those are the 3 different hellebore varieties that I have. Those will be in the kits. So let's see what else. What's next? Seed starting and planting. The only seeds that I'm starting this month are stuff that will be going in the take-home kits or stuff that I'm starting for workshops. January is little. So I have a post coming out on Monday that's all about the 3 seeds that I am planting in January. There's really only 3 things that I start for the flower farm in January. That is a post that will be going out on Facebook on Monday. So if you're interested in growing something, if you need to get your hands in the dirt, keep your eye out for that. That has some really good information. So everything else that I'm growing is for the kits. And what else? What else is going on in my life? I'm prepping for the first workshop of the season, the Galentine's Day event. Super excited to share that with you guys. That will be at We the People in Armada. It's such a perfect venue for this. It's super accessible. The parking is great. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful restaurant. Sam, the owner, is making us some sweet Valentine's treats, and we'll have coffee and tea. And then you're going to make these big, gorgeous white and pink flower arrangements. Obviously, none of the flowers that we are using are actually from Evergreen Flower Farm. They are all ordered in at this time of the year, but they're still beautiful. I just need to get my hands on some flowers, and I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. So I hope to see some of you guys there. Actually, it's already, I think it's halfway filled up right now. So if you're interested in that, don't wait. And I have a surprise coming next week, maybe, for that workshop. It's actually, so today is Thursday, but you're watching this on Friday. The Galentine's event is 4 weeks from today, Friday. And then the last thing I have on my list to talk about is the hours of daylight. 2 days ago, I was super excited about this because I was outside. There was no snow on the ground. It was like 5:30 at night. I was videoing. I was like, oh, this is so cool. And now we have this. But I'm trying to remember. So sunset is actually at 5:25 tonight. So that's amazing. I think on the shortest day of the year, it was like at 4:59. So we have gained over 20 minutes of daylight in the evening, and we're gaining a minute and a half of daylight every day. Now, not all of that is in the evening. Some of that is in the morning also. But these are the things that I need to hold on to this time of the year to get me through, is like tracking that kind of stuff and like setting myself small goals. Like I'll be like, oh my gosh, by next Friday, it's gonna be this. And that's how I get through this time of the year, because this is not my season. I'm just trying to do some things to pass the time, to keep myself happy, to keep my spirits up. But I'm pretty busy actually for this time of the year on the flower farm. Prior to 2025, there wasn't a whole lot going on. So things have been changing around here. I'm excited about all the new things that we're trying and offering. I have so many workshops in my head and in the planning stages for this year. I hope you guys are interested and on board. I think that's it. That is our first From the Greenhouse episode on January 16th, 2026. I hope you guys are interested in everything going on here, and I hope to see you back here next week on January 23rd with a little more daylight and hopefully a little bit warmer temps. Hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week ahead, and I'll see you next Friday.